Hey geometry students! So this video is going to be all about how we classify triangles. And this in general is just kind of our introduction to triangles. And we're going to be using triangles a lot in geometry, which is super cool because they're an amazing shape. Probably actually my favorite two-dimensional shape. So let's get started. So first we want to learn how to classify triangles by their sides. And we're also going to classify triangles by their angles, and then we're going to use these different classifications to solve for sides and angles of triangles. And so there are a few things that we should remember about triangles. The first is that triangles have 3 sides and 3 angles. Hopefully we all knew that already, but if you didn't, there we go. And also the angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So you may have heard this before, you may not have. But this is a really convenient fact because then if we know 2 angle measures, we can find the third since we know that they add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is classify triangles by their sides. So there are 3 ways we can do this. There's equilateral triangles, isosceles, and scalene. And one line in the side shows that it's the same length as all the others with the same amount of lines. So for this one, for equilateral, one line in each side shows that each side with one line in it is the same length as all the other sides that have one line in them. So that means we have 3 equal sides here, and that's the definition of an equilateral triangle, having 3 equal sides. Then we have isosceles triangles. So isosceles have 2 sides that are equal, at least 2 sides that are equal. So these 2 sides with one line in them show that they're equal to each other, but this one with 2 lines in it shows that it's not the same length as these 2. And so having at least 2 equal sides is important. Equilateral triangles are also considered isosceles because they do have at least 2 equal sides. They have more than that. But not all isosceles triangles are equilateral. So it doesn't really go both ways, but any equilateral triangle is also isosceles. Okay, so then we have the third one, scalene, which means that it has 3 different sides. So this side over here has 1 line on it, this side has 2, and this side has 3, showing that they're all 3 different lengths. So we have equilateral, 3 equal sides, isosceles, at least 2 equal sides, and scalene with 3 different sides. Okay, so the other way we can classify triangles is by their angles. And there are 4 types here. We have equiangular, obtuse, acute, and right. All right, so equiangular means they have 3 equal angles. And since triangles' angles add up to 180 degrees, if we have 3 equal angles, that's 180 divided by 3, which is 60 degrees. So each of these 3 angles are 60 degrees in an equiangular triangle. And then we have obtuse triangles, which is where we have one obtuse angle, so one angle that is greater than 90 degrees. So in this triangle, that's this angle here. And then we have acute triangles, which is where they all have, it has 3 acute angles, so they're all less than 90 degrees. And something we can notice is that an equiangular triangle is actually also an acute triangle since 60 degrees is less than 90. So any equiangular triangle is also acute, but not all acute triangles are equiangular. So there's other ways we can make the degrees so that it's acute, but maybe not equiangular. And then the last type is a right triangle. And right triangles have one right angle, so one 90-degree angle. So in this triangle, that's this one here. All right, so just to recap, classifying triangles by their angles, we have equiangular, so 3 equal angles. Obtuse, so one obtuse angle. Acute, so all 3 angles are acute. And right, which means it has one right angle. All right, so now we're going to learn how we can solve for sides of a triangle. So in this picture, notice how this is an equilateral triangle. So that means that each side here is the same length. And they're expressed as different things. So we have 3x plus 2, x plus 12, and 2x plus 7, but we can use the fact that these side lengths are all the same to solve for x and then solve for the length of each side. So we're going to solve for x, and since these are equal sides, we can pick any two and set them equal to each other. So I'm going to pick 2x plus 7 and x plus 12. So we're going to set those equal. 2x plus 12 equals 2x plus 7. And then we're just going to solve for x algebraically here. So we're going to subtract x from both sides and subtract 7 from both sides. So we get that 5 equals x. So x is 5, and we can plug that back in to solve for the side length. So if we plug that back into x plus 12, we just plug in 5 there, so we get 5 plus 12, which is 17. So 5 plus 12 is 17. So all the side lengths are 17 units. Since this is an equilateral triangle, each side is going to be the same. And since this side is 17, all the sides are 17. Cool. Okay, so we can also solve for angles on triangles. So we might see a situation like this where we have two angles and we need to find the third. And since all the angles add up to 180 degrees, we can add all of them up and set them equal to 180. So here we go, we've got 60 plus 90 plus x equals 180. And then just solving algebraically, let's combine like terms here. So 60 plus 90 is 150. And then plus x equals 180. And then we'll just subtract 150 from both sides to get that x equals 30. So x is 30 and our missing angle is 30 degrees. So that's how we can use our knowledge about angles to solve for them. Okay, so did we meet our learning targets? So first thing, can you classify each of these triangles by their sides and then also by their angles? And then the second one, can you solve for all three sides? Go ahead and give it a try. All right, thanks for watching. Hopefully we learned a little bit something about triangles.